What's up, guys? Yesterday was the announcement. I don't even think it was an official announcement. They didn't have any kind of event, but Google released on their blog that they are coming out with 3 new devices. 2, I guess, excuse me, I guess all of them we sort of knew about, but 2 we were expecting. And 1 to me was sort of a surprise, but not really. We've heard rumors of it for a while. So here you go. You have the Nexus 6, which is, I believe it was a 5.96 or 5.98, but they're saying a 6-inch screen phone. What I saw, the dimensions are either the same or it's a little bit bigger than the the iPhone Plus, which is only a 5.5-inch screen. So, but yeah, it pretty much looks like a blown-up Moto X. And a lot of people, it seems to be 50-50. Like Mike said, MTP Flyers, my podcast co-host, said on Twitter that you either love it or you hate it. And I agree. But to me, something I didn't expect is I really like it. I love the Moto X hardware, the way it feels, the build quality, I guess I should say, more than hardware. And this looks exactly the same. The bump at the back looks like it's got the same camera optics, the same dual ring flash type thing in the back, which is the only thing that really, well, there's 2 things. One is the price, which I'll get to in a minute, but the camera quality on the Moto X has been horrible. The Nexus 5, from what I hear, has never been that good. And you would think that, usually the quality of the camera goes with the price of the phone. So the Nexus 5 was $350 to start, $399 for I think 32 gig model. So you expect some corners to be cut, but just keep that in mind when I get to the camera or to the price part of the Nexus 6. But other than that, it's got a 2K display on the front. It's got dual front-facing speakers. The newest internals, top of my head, I can't think of them, but I'll link the Google blog below with all the specs. And I'm trying to think. It has turbo charging, which is they claim you can charge 15 minutes and get 6 hours of usage. They also have a sort of like Samsung and HTC's, I don't know what they actually call it, but it's like a power saving mode where you can get down to a few percent on your battery, and then it may last you like 90 minutes or something like that. And that's a feature more built in with, I think more built in with Android Android Lollipop, which was the other announcement. It's actually Lollipop, and that'll be released, they say, within a few weeks. So like I said, the Nexus 6, it's big, and it's like 10.5 millimeters thick, which is pretty thick, but I think with the contour of the phone, I think it'll be okay. And then the battery, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was either 3250 or 3300 milliamps. So I mean, it's a huge battery, it's a huge phone. It looks beautiful, but like I said, I really like it. But I mean, I guess it would be a totally different thing once you hold it in your hand to see how much I really do like it. But it's going to be on in the US, it's going to be on every major carrier. And then I think US Cellular also, but Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile. I would love to get one on Sprint. I'm sorry. I would love to get one on Verizon because that's my main lines. But I'm really afraid of, I'm hoping Google's gonna pull an Apple and not let them put any bloatware on it, but I don't know if that could possibly happen. I'm hoping so, and if it does, then I will get it through Verizon. If not, I may just get it through the Google Play Store just to guarantee I don't have any any issues with bloatware, because that's just not something I want to deal with. Now the other thing is the price. Like I said before, the Nexus 5 and the Nexuses have always been low price. They've always been cheap, if you will, when it comes to the price. This one, not so much. This one is $650 for the 16 gig, and I believe it's $699 for a 32 gig. And to me, that's super expensive. And people are saying, oh, well, look at the new iPhone Plus is $949 off contract. No, it's not. The new iPhone Plus is $949 off contract with 128 gigs of storage. If you look at the 16 gig, it's $749. So yeah, it's $100 more for the Apple device, which you know, is expensive, but that's about on par. So I mean, I guess, you know, you're looking at $100 difference between a 16 gig iPhone Plus and a 16 gig Nexus 6. I guess it would be, I mean, that's pretty much on par. I think the new Note, which is 32 gig off contract at like Verizon and everywhere, is $750 if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, I guess it's on par with everybody else. I was just a little disappointed, as I think a lot of people were, with the price. I think everybody expected that even if it was a huge, you know, a bigger screen and a bigger phone, it would still be under $500, which is what I thought at least. So, but with those specs, the only thing that, like I said before, that makes me nervous is the camera. For that kind of money, you expect to have good optics, you expect to have a good camera. And I'll circle back to some more of my feelings about that after we talk about the other few things. Now, the other thing is the Nexus 9, which is the 9-inch tablet, which is taking over for, it's replacing the Nexus 7 and the Nexus 10, because it's a Nexus 9, so it's right in, it's an in-between. They're just going to get rid of those other two products. It's built by HTC. Again, great internal specs. Front-facing speakers. It has brushed aluminum sides. One thing that gets me is on the website it says very small bezels, which the sides are sort of small. Well, the sides or the top, depending if you're looking at a landscape, the top and the bottom, but the sides look to be some thicker bezels, which is okay because of the tablet. I think you sort of need to hold. That's how you're going to hold it, right in that area. And that's got a super high resolution display. It looks like it's beautifully built, rear and front facing cameras. I think it's an 8 megapixel in the back and like a 2 in the front, something like that. But again, I think the pricing on that may have, I don't want to say missed the mark, but I mean, they're pretty much just like the phone. They're going for Apple. I mean, there's no, in my opinion, there's no doubt. I mean, they're going $399 for a 16 gig, or is it, yeah, 16, and I think 32 is $499, or maybe it's the 64 is $499. But I mean, again, it's up there. You look at the Nexus, that's about the price that it was for, maybe a little bit cheaper than a Nexus 10 was. So I mean, you know, I guess. But my thought about that before we get into the third product is, one, there's no micro SD card, and when you get into that price, yeah, I know Apple does it, and you know, it is what it is, but when you get into that price point, I would really love to have a micro SD card. You know, I'd love to put another 128 gigs in there, and then I wouldn't blink twice at that Nexus 9, you know, for $399 or $499 or whatever. They also are going to have an LTE version. So the one thing that I was thinking that I really like about the Nexus 6 over the Nexus 9, if you're looking to buy one, to me, is if I was to get the Nexus 6 on Verizon and it didn't have the bloatware and I could use it as a daily driver, I now have a 6-inch phone, which, yes, it's uncomfortable. I mean, I don't really carry my phone in my pocket too often. When I'm in the car, it's on the seat because I'm usually streaming Howard Stern or something to the radio, or in my bag, or if I am walking around, it's in my back pocket. And trust me, I don't make the mistake of sitting on my phone. I never have, and I never will. Yeah, those are famous last words. Now watch, my next vlog will be me with a smashed phone. But so the 6-inch, you get that, you pay $650, but now you have a phone on, you know, not just a tablet. Say, I'm saying that, you know, say you get the higher end $450 tablet, $500 tablet. So now you can have that, and to me, 6-inch is great for media consumption, and it has the dual front-facing speakers, the 2K display. I mean, to me, it's definitely, that would definitely fall into where I would go. If I'm gonna get one of the two, I think I would get the Nexus 6. Now, I don't know this for sure. I could change my mind and end up getting the tablet, but I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm getting any of them yet, but that's my mindset on what I'm thinking. And then again, the third product is, you know what? I don't even know what they call it. Nexus TV or Nexus. It's pretty much Android TV or Google TV. And to me, it looks very, very similar to Amazon's Fire TV. Maybe a little bit different software, but it looks like the remote and everything almost looks the same. It looks like it's got voice command, but it's round. The actual unit's round. So that's going to be $99, and you're going to be able, it's pretty much Google Chrome, but with like an interface. You can get some apps. I didn't see like HBO Go on there and things like that, but you got your Netflix, your Hulu, you can, you know, your Google Play movies. To me, it more, again, people are comparing it to Chromecast and things like that, and I sort of just did, but again, I think it's pretty much Google's version of Apple TV. I mean, it's exactly that. The only difference is it's got some voice command, and then you can also, for $39 more, pick up a remote control, much like the Fire TV, to where you can play apps, video games, and stuff like that. So I'll probably pick that up for sure, just because it seems like those, I always seem to get those media streaming devices. So at $99, you can't really go wrong. So anyways, that's about it. Today, I'll get with you guys either later today or tomorrow, and I'll be back with the Apple event is today, where they're supposedly going to announce the iPad Mini 3, which I think is just going to be a smaller, thinner, lighter one with Touch ID, faster. And then the same thing, the iPad Air 2 with Touch ID, lighter, thinner, faster, blah, blah, blah. And then I think everybody's hoping, I think there's been rumors of an MacBook Air Retina. There's been rumors of the 5K iMacs. People are hoping for a new Thunderbolt display. A lot of stuff coming from Apple, so I'll be back with you guys to sort of discuss that in the next vlog, or maybe I'll do a video. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. So I was going to upload this earlier today, but I realized when I got in front of a computer that I misspoke. The Nexus 6 is 32 and 64 gig, which is even more exciting for me, actually. And that does sort of change the pricing scheme some. Look at this. It tore down a bunch of trees today. Anyways, so yeah, so that's what I wanted to. I didn't get a chance. The Apple event happened today, and I didn't get a chance to watch it. I had a few minutes, but it was just them bragging about, you know, how much stuff they sold and how great everything is. So I didn't get to see hardware stuff yet. So I'm going to get where I got to get to go, and then I'm going to talk to Mike, and hopefully we're going to do a quick live stream or a show discussing the Apple event, and he is going to inform me of hardware live. I'm going to try not to see what was announced, and then we'll discuss it. I think right before I had to go into a meeting, I saw that they showed the iPad Air 2, and all I saw was them shaving down a pencil. It's because I remember last year it's pencil thin, so now it's thinner, and then they showed it, and to me it looked like it was gold. So I haven't confirmed that yet, but it looked like it was a gold iPad Air. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll probably vlog a little bit about the Apple event. See ya.